Now, quickly, let's talk about saxophone maintenance. Okay, one thing that's very important to your saxophone before we could even talk about maintenance is how you handle the saxophone. One sure way to grab it is by the bell. Sure way to grab it. It's harder to drop it. Saxophones are very delicate, and if you drop them a foot, 6 inches, all these springs and some of these delicate pieces can come out of place, and it can cause it to not play, and you can be wondering what's going on, and that's what's going on. You dropped it and you caused yourself some hardship. So right off the bat, be careful how you grab it. Grab it from the bell is a secure place. I like to grab mine from the middle, but I'm very careful how I grab it. Always. Super, super important. Now, maintenance. We have a thing called pads inside of the saxophone. And these pads are what help seal things when you push down the right fingerings to get the right sound. If they begin to go bad and the sealing is not proper, then you're going to have a thing we call leaks, and it causes your saxophone not to play as well. It won't feel as good. And one thing you can do to protect against leaks is to keep your horn clean. And when I say clean, when you finish playing, what you can do is you can do some maintenance work that we use with a thing called a pad saver or with a swab. So let me demonstrate to you one of the things you can do. This is one of the best things you can do. You can have something like this, and you take this and you put it down in the bell of your horn. It's going to save you a lot of money too. A lot of money. Put it down in the bell of your horn, and you run it through the neck, through the body, down through the neck, like so. Then you're able to pull it through, and you're able to get any of the extra stuff that's on the inside in it that needs to come out that would ruin your pads. Saxophones and moisture do not go well together. So that's one thing you can do. You also, which I do both, you can have one of these things called a pad saver. Some people don't talk bad about them, but I do both. I then put this in here to suck up any more moisture as before I put my saxophone back in its case. So this is a good thing. These are some good things to do as it relates to maintenance of your horn, maintaining it, keeping it in proper working order. Now, one of the next best things you can do is you can find yourself in your city a good musician technician, somebody who repairs horns, and maybe once a year or every 6 months, take it in for a checkup, and it'll cost you less money because you'll just pay like the checkup fee. You might pay $30 to have them look for leaks, and if it's small things, a lot of times they'll just take care of the small things under that fee, and your horn is in good working condition. If there's something that's off, you can catch it early, because just like with human bodies, the longer you let things go, the worse they get. And then you have a humongous bill later because you just didn't do the maintenance. You didn't take it to have it maintained. You didn't do your regular maintenance. Another thing, I thought I was going to end with that, but I have another one for you. You can take the time to get you a little brush that's made for saxophones and stuff like that. And every so often, get some soap and water and clean out your mouthpiece. Get a little brush or toothbrush and get in there and keep that thing clean, so you won't be like the kids were when I was in school. We used to have a thing we called saxophone breath. That sometimes we leave those reeds on the mouthpiece, and after a while it would just start to get stinking. And so you have this little smell on your breath after you play the saxophone. And this one guy I used to know, he used to have stuff all inside of his. It's like he used to eat and not clean his mouth out. So another thing to maintain is clean your mouth out after you eat, before you play. Just get some water and swish around a little bit. Make sure there's no food particles, because what happens is just like the air travels through your horn, all those things in your mouth can travel through your horn and build up in your neck or in your body, and it'll have your breath stinking. It won't be desirable. It's not a desirable thing. And so you definitely want to keep clean when you play, and think about those things, because you don't want to be offensive even when you walk up on somebody after playing the saxophone like, woo wee, I thought you was a smooth jazz man. I thought you was woo, but that ain't smooth. That's rough. So all right, so those are some basics on maintenance. And now we're gonna move on to our next section.